Mikey Williams and Kyree Walker are two of the best prospects in high school basketball that we have seen in a very long time. Now, of course, Mikey Williams is the fifth player in ESPN rankings for the class of 2023, and he's done a whole lot on the court. He's had 77-point games and really was going crazy on the court, averaging a huge amount of points. And remember, at the time, he was only a freshman. And then we have Kyree Walker as well. He was one of the best middle schoolers and high school players that we have seen in a very long time. Man, the last high school game he played, he had 50 points, but he's been off the radar for a very long time. And if you're wondering where he's been, make sure to watch my recent video. It's in the cards. Now, some secret news has just come out that these two actually may have a little beef, and we're gonna get into it today. Now, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and turn on post notifications, get a notification every time I upload a new video. Now, some alleged tweets were dropped, and I'm gonna say alleged again because these have so-called since been deleted, but we're gonna get to them and look at what these tweets are saying. Now, first of all, Kyree Walker had tweeted this not too long ago. Dudes be trying to be more like celebrities than hoopers nowadays. Mike, never mind, not gonna mention any names. Now that clearly seems like a shot at Mikey Williams, and one point I'd like to make is I think one of the biggest problems with Mikey Williams is he focuses way too much on his social media image. I think Mikey Williams is probably one of those players that is almost always on social media. Man, whether it's IG stories or posting a flick of his fit, he's always on there. And I'm gonna lie, there's no problem with that, but I think there's just something to say about players who stay off social media, somebody like DJ Wagner, and really just stay low key and work on their game and don't let people know their next move. They just stay low key with their circle group and get buckets at the end of the day and improve their game every day. Now that tweet, that seems like a shot at Mikey Williams. I'm not gonna lie. He literally said Mike in the tweet. I don't know how much more obvious you can get than that, but it's really confusing where this is coming from. Why would he want to call out Mikey Williams out of nowhere? Now, of course, Kyree Walker is kind of off the grid as of right now because he's at a training facility, which a lot of people have not heard of. It's called Chameleon BX, and he's training to try to get better and try to get drafted for the 2021 NBA draft. But man, I think his visibility is really gone. A lot of people didn't even know where he was at because he's just been training at this camp, and it doesn't seem like they have too many connections to the NBA just because he's not on any draft boards, and I don't think he's getting in front of any NBA teams or NBA scouts or professional scouts. But at the end of the day, I think he's improving on his game every day to make sure that when he does get a shot to go in the NBA, man, he takes it and he capitalizes on that opportunity. Now, next, Mikey Williams actually did respond to this tweet, and he actually said this: "It be the most irrelevant ones that talk the most, but I'ma just do me all in." Now, that's clearly a response to that tweet if I've ever seen one. And I think Mikey Williams was mad. When he looked at that and saw Kyree Walker tweeted it, of course he's going to be mad. Why would he want someone else talking smack about him? And Kyree even said his name in the tweet. Now, personally, Mikey Williams, as all of you know, man, he gets buckets on the court regardless of where he's playing. Back at San Ysidro when he was playing in California, he was eating on the court. He had that 77-point game, and he was also playing with Adidas circuit for AAU, and he was doing his thing on the court there too, dropping 40-50-point games. But when he moved from that old school San Ysidro to Charlotte, which is Lake Norman Christian, man, he was not playing as good. I'm going to be honest, because their competition is much better in Charlotte than it was in California. But at the end of the day, he's only a sophomore. He still has a lot of time to work on his game, and the biggest problem right now is just him being a leader on the court. But as far as that goes, right, that just goes along with the team chemistry, and he has time to develop and continue to work on his game. So I don't think that's such a big deal. But this looks like them two were going back and forth on Twitter. Now, as far as Mikey goes, like I said, Mikey is always in the news, whether it's IG, whether it's Twitter. I think he just likes to be on social media. That's the generation that he grew up in, and he likes to be in front of people and likes the attention. While Kyree, I think, as I said before, he really matured as a player. He said the #1 goal is for him to get to the NBA, and if that is, I'm gonna go somewhere and develop me that's gonna get me to the next level. I think that's one of the best best moves for Kyree Walker. And personally, man, as I said before, I think he's developed into a player that is going to be a monster coming up. I think he's really underrated at this point because he's not in the eye of the media, and in general, people are not paying as much attention to him because the hype is on players like Mikey Williams, of course, Julian Newman. I think DJ has some hype to him. So those type of players are really getting the views, while Kyree is just in the dark putting work on his game. Now, these are both two great players, and I would love to see them match up one of these days. Now, of course, Mikey is a lot younger than Kyree, so I really don't think it's going to happen. But man, who do you guys think would win that matchup? Personally, man, I think Kyree is underrated, as I said before. Since he's not in the eye of the media, man, I think we don't know how much better he's gotten over time. Kyree obviously had handles, he had a jump shot, he could drive, but he was just a dog on the court and he liked to get buckets. Mikey Williams, on the other hand, very similar player, but man, he's a lot younger, so we would just have to wait and see who would really win that matchup, but that would be a very good matchup to see. Now, of course, I think both of these players have a whole lot of NBA talent and NBA skill. Man, Mikey Williams being only a sophomore and doing these type of things on the court, man, the limits are really endless for him. And Kyree Walker, of course, is back at it again. Man, he was showing off his dunks on Instagram, and I think he has a whole lot of potential to be a star in the NBA. Now, if you look on any mock drafts, as of right now, the majority of them don't have Kyree Walker's name on it. Kyree Walker, as of right now, is trying to target the 2021 NBA draft. I think he has a decent chance to get drafted. Kyree Walker was a household name in sports just a few years ago, and if he shows these coaches and scouts what they really want to see and shows how much he's improved on his game, I see no reason why he can't get to an NBA team. Now, his route is definitely a lot different than most of the other players have taken. He was one of those players that didn't go to college, he didn't go to the G League, or didn't go overseas, and decided to go to a training facility that's going to prepare him for the draft. Now, if you guys didn't know, he actually did this because he wasn't sure if college was actually going to have games or not. And I think that's a fair move for him. This is a move that is unlike any other. No one has really not gone to any of those routes that I mentioned before. And he's the first one. He's one of the first people that's really done something like this. So I really wonder how it's going to affect his draft stock. Since he's not in front of these coaches 24/7 and they're not watching him play as much, how do you think it's really going to affect him long term? Now, personally, I think, as I said before, the best move for him is just continue to keep developing on his game. That's number one, and he's for sure doing that. Now, Mikey Williams, on the other hand, man, I think this tweeting and this little beef going on is just going to add fuel to the fire. Now, Mikey Williams, of course, is having a little tough time at this brand new school, Lake Norman Christian, but he's going to pull through because of all the haters and all the doubters that are really calling him out, saying that he's overrated, that he's trash. And I think that's great for Mikey. At the end of the day, it's going to help him build a thick skin and just continue to keep working on his game. Now, these tweets really come out of nowhere because, of course, Mikey Williams and Kyree Walker have gone on Instagram Live before and talked to each other. So it's very weird how all of a sudden these tweets come out and they look like they're going back at each other. Now, as I said before, these are alleged tweets and they have since been deleted as reported on social media. So who knows if they're really real or not. But at the end of the day, it's kind of weird that if them two went on Instagram Live before and they seem like they're friends and they're cordial, why all of a sudden would they have this random beef going on? Man, who really knows what's going on with them two? But man, at the end of the day, they're both great players, and I think we're gonna both see them in NBA jerseys soon from now. And not to mention, by the time Mikey Williams graduates, the rule to not be able to go straight to the NBA may be banished. He might be able to go right from high school to the NBA. And I think you're going to see a lot more top prospects try to do that, because at the end of the day, half of them are one and dones in college basketball anyway. So they might as well go ahead and try to get to the NBA if they're not looking to have any type of college education. Now, you guys let me know, do you think this beef is real? Make sure to comment down below who you think won the beef and which of these players you think is better. Now, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and turn on post notifications to get a notification every time I upload a new video. So LNH, I'm out.